We can do that works. This way I can do it on YouTube. Yeah.
What judgment is, the purpose for judgment is for us to figure out what we like and what we don't like, what we want and what we don't want. It's when you take it personal that it becomes something self-destructive.
Dude, we should take a square right now.
Yeah,
This is Charlie, and this episode is gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Wait, what's your actual name again?
Your actual name?
Fjorda.
Fjorda. That's
Yeah,
pretty.
thank
Okay,
you.
cool.
Yeah.
Does that mean something?
Yeah, and that's called a fjord. Is like that landscape.
Oh.
So why did this like turn out like this? I literally have taken like 2.
It's yellow.
Extra potent.
I would take it.
Okay, I will take it if you
Yeah.
want to.
No,
It's
yeah.
actual.
I don't. I just didn't want you to be like, ew. She
No,
gave me
I
that.
would definitely take that.
That's the judgment thing.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we judge ourselves way
welcome.
more than other people. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, that's why I'm always just like throwing my stuff out there. But what happens for me is like I'll post some shit, and then like 30 minutes later, I'll just like hear or be like tormenting myself. Like, dude, someone's thinking like, who the fuck do you think you are for posting all this shit? Like, who do you know? Like, why are you even doing this? No one cares. And then I go and I delete it, and I'm like, that's my inner torment. Like, that's the judgment thing too, though.
If you didn't tell me, you know?
Yeah, that's.
I was thinking, the reason that we care so much is because we like worry that the other person is like doing that, but in reality they probably aren't. And if they are, then you don't want those people in your life anyway.
The purpose for judgment is for us to figure out what we like and what we don't like, what we want and what we don't want. It's when you take it personal that it becomes something self-destructive,
dividing,
and self-doubt.
Yeah. Or like, okay, let's say you hear something, and I heard this at a seminar, they were talking about how when you hear something and it kind of stings and you're like, oh, why do they think that about me? Then that means it's landing, like that's what they would call it. It doesn't mean that it's like how you should view yourself now. Take it in as information and be like, wait, okay, so that landed because she told, let's say someone tells you like, you're just not there for me, you're not present, whatever, and it lands, and maybe it's because you do feel like lately you like haven't been responding to your friends, or like you've been kind of like off the charts, but that doesn't mean that like now you should take it as like I'm a shitty person. You can just be like, okay, how can I really grow? Then if it's just some stupid thing that you know is just them reflecting shitty things onto you because they feel bad about themselves, then just like drop it and be like, I don't give a fuck.
It won't land. Yeah. We're all just trying to like build the character that we resonate with the most, and so it's just that process of going through like what you like and what you don't like, and then actually sticking with like those things.
Speaking of character, Jim Carrey said that depression is literally you like your avatar being tired of playing the character that you've been like telling it to play for so long, and it's so fucking true.
Yeah.
Do you want this?
It is.
yeah, thank you.
Because like that's what we kind of do in life, and I think that's where
shed
I
off
had
layers.
like I had a not a midlife crisis, but like a 12-year-old crisis, or like 15 or something, where I just
breakdown.
where I just like didn't recognize myself anymore. I was like, who the fuck am I? Like I'm acting like 16 different people.
That's like just conditioning, I think. Like we're constantly walking around with projections and stuff, and like when it lands and people don't know how to get rid of it, that's when it like turns into layers. And then honestly, I feel like that's why like we shouldn't be trying to be characters as much as going back to like the authentic thing. Like we don't need those layers necessarily, those identities and stuff. But with media, it's making people feel like they need to have a like a character, you know, a profile, literally.
It makes me think like I need to be like more naturopathic doctor or like more something else to like prove a point. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't posted about my podcast, or like, oh my god, I haven't like talked about naturopathic medicine, like I'm learning so much. But then I'm like, dude, but there's a lot of naturopathic doctors on the media. I would love to incorporate that more, but that doesn't mean that because I'm not doing it that I'm not like doing enough to be a successful doctor in the future.
Yeah.
Like,
that information's already out there too. Like, people are attracted nowadays to being different.
We all should be embracing our individuality rather than conforming to the masses. Like,
That's what like judgment is used for, like, is to be an individual. But we're on these platforms now to where it's like
everything's
you
the
get
same.
rated and like, yeah.
It's so, it like messes me up when I look at photos of like our moms, like, aged women when they were younger, like everyone embracing their unique little style. Now it's all the same. On social media, like I've been really grateful about the fact that I've met a lot of like cool, unique, different, like authentic as fuck people recently, but I still feel like I'm influenced by the fact that like we're on our phones all the time and we see the same shit and we're all like, oh my god,
Yeah.
we hate how it's turning, but everyone's making it that way. Like, we're the ones supporting the same kind of people, so.
And it's really like we don't even know it's happening until you realize it's happening. Like you go on there and it's stimulating. Like, it's like actually
100%.
creating things in your mind. But it's also like we have a voice, so like we need to start using it like in person, like
Yeah.
more than online. I feel like that's what I've been like. Or when I took some shrooms yesterday, I realized, is there an ashtray?
I've just
Perfect. Oh, dude. Here you go, buddy. Wait.
Your nails?
I actually scooped it.
Okay.
No, it works. But
Okay.
I was just going so deep in my mind yesterday. I am so fucking over analytical. Like,
I actually go.
I'm chilling.
Oh.
You're good?
You're right.
What do you think about alcohol in our generation?
I feel like it's definitely, I was watching a YouTube video the other day about like, this guy was talking about how it's just still chemicals. And right now kids are surrounded by more chemicals than they've ever been like surrounded in the world. But the thing to realize is that this, like, our body is like the greatest chemical factory going on. And like, we got to learn to utilize it through like moderation and stuff, because overstimulation is what's kind of creating a lack and a dependence, on something outside of yourself to be stimulated, whether that be the phone, whether that be alcohol, whether that be like opioid addiction, nicotine, rather than being able to use your mind to stimulate yourself. The mind is being used, and then that's creating like a dependence and a projection field there.
The world's like kind of off balance right now.
Dude, it is.
It's in transition.
Right now,
It's getting
yeah,
better.
you can hop in.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah,
gets
okay,
awkward
that-
in front of the camera sometimes. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be watching.
I love doing it.
Self-reflection, though, I think that's like super, like listening to yourself speak. I think
That's what I've been doing lately.
Yeah. Just talk to yourself, get to know her.
And not only that, but like your voice actually like imprints information,
Okay, I definitely judge myself sometimes.
I mean, we all do. That's like
Everyone
how the
does.
mind literally works. Again, to see what it wants to like draw in its life and become, literally. But now we're judging ourselves more than ever because it's based off of an insane amount of feedback that you get when you post something.
That hash. That was funny. Wait, no, we...
Hold on. When we're like on media, we get feedback on our judgment of ourselves. So we get literal like, this is like, this is not, this is whatever.
Like
And
we're
so
like
it's
this.
become a platform for feedback rather than gaining feedback in the physical world. Okay. Rather than gaining feedback in like the physical world, now we're going and depending on it somewhere else.
So you do that
And
too,
so-
then it's like a normal thing.
Like yeah. That's just what I've recently been trying to figure out. Why do I feel like I can't post something? Like when I post something, like I'm expecting feedback, and like, or am I expecting feedback? You know, because when I'm posting it, it's just a true expression. It feels good, but then I feel like I project that other people are thinking that I'm trying to like prove myself or something.
Same.
Like, and I'm just like, no, I'm literally just posting a genuine expression. And then I'm like, why am I even fighting myself on this? That's another question though, like, you know, because maybe it's just, and then I'm like, who the fuck is in my head right now? And then you do mushrooms.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So that's still,
Then
you
you
know,
can see the pupils actually open, more light comes in, more information intake.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
yeah, I feel so sore.
Really?
Like,
Yeah, let's do a podcast like this.
and were you judging me for her?
No. I
Just
said,
laying.
I'm freezing. I just like felt the need
No,
to express like some
empower
shit.
it. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
Like, I was actually kind of like, yeah, I'm fucking cold, dude. Like, I keep so tense. Fucked up.
This is so funny.
Literally.
Sleep over.
Yeah.
like
Connected.
Like, if it's a straight up bruise.
Do you think I took way too many mushrooms?
Did you take one bar?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel?
Fine.
Okay, you're chilling.
Yesterday you did a whole bar.
No.
A whole
Chocolate bar. Oh my god.
What should you take?
I
Should
mean,
we stop
you're
it? Let's
chilling.
stop it. 'Cause this is
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
get me in my